Hello, fellow internet humans. It's been a while since I've done any sort of vlog or any sort of videos about game development. Because I haven't, I mean, I haven't felt like working on a game, but also I just haven't felt inspired. And that's been a whole thing. So I thought I'd just talk about this year. Yay! And specifically, since we're all staying indoors, I think that affects creativity for a lot of us. Like, we're not going out and experiencing new things. Every day is kind of the same. So that kind of kills any sort of creativity and inspiration and all of that. And I think that's a lot of why, I've had no ideas or just nothing that I really latch onto and any ideas that I really like. So I'm blaming it on COVID. But otherwise, what is July now? We're halfway through the year. The first couple months were hard. And I don't know, now it's starting to feel more normal to just stay home all the time, which I am very much a homebody, so I was already staying home most of the time anyway. But, when I get, anxious or stressed, my coping mechanism would be to go out, remove myself from my work environment, which is, this office at home, and just take a break somewhere. But now I can't really do that. And I haven't, sometimes we get takeout, but I haven't, gone to any coffee shops or anything like that. We go to parks sometimes. If it's a crowded park, we'll just hang out in the car and, watch the lake or something like that. But, yeah, that's what everyone does these days. We just go to the park. It's one of the few free places you can go, and it's outside, so... Otherwise, let's see, what else? This is just all of the updates. So last year I started playing Dungeons and Dragons in November, which is actually a good thing because that's something to look forward to every other week, is playing with my acquaintances / friends now. Just someone local in Kansas City on Twitter had been talking about D&D, and they invited me to join in, so that's who I've been playing with for a while. And then I also just, last month, I decided to start trying to DM a campaign for, my sister and my cousin and some of my other friends. So now, basically, I have D&D every week, and that's, a really good way to socialize and just have some sort of social outlet and creativity. Also, from a game development point of view, it kind of scratches that same itch. I have been using Roll20, so I draw maps in Glimpse, and then I draw the little character tokens and stuff like that. So it's like making game levels, except you get to see people play them more often. Whereas with making digital games, you kind of just work on it for months and then you put it out and then maybe someone will play it. And if they do, you don't get to see them play it. It's so rare to see anyone play my games. The only time I've had that experience really is when I take my games to a maker fair, or I didn't take any to ZineCon last year, but just taking it to Maker Faire, hooking up a laptop with an Xbox controller and a monitor facing outwards or something, and then just watching kids play my games. And that's always it's really fun to see somebody play your games, but it feels like such a rare experience. And of course, you could have friends do blind Let's Plays and record themselves, but it's it's not live. You don't really get to have that sort of interaction. But with D&D, I'm not a great story writer or anything. I'm using whatever the minds of Fan Delver or whatever. But I get to I don't know. I name the characters, and I'm the human computer. That's what a DM is. I am the interpreter that takes commands, and I have a much wider vocabulary than anything like Zork ever did. So, yeah. So, yes, D&D. What else? I got hired full-time at the college that I've been teaching at for since 2016. So I started there as an adjunct, and then I was a full-time temporary because they were low on staff and needed somebody extra for the semester. And then I was full-time temporary again for a year and a half. That was funded by a government grant. So once that grant was over, I went back to adjuncting and part-time. And then last year I worked as a software developer again. And then I was like, I hate software development. But, so I quit. And then I started adjuncting again. And then there was a position open for the department. And I, the other teacher, told me to apply for it, even though I don't have a master's degree. And I was like, I don't know who will hire me. But it went well. I tried to show off a lot during the interview. There was 2 interviews. All of them were remote. So there was one portion that was make a asynchronous lesson, just basically record a video of a lesson. And that is something I have a decade of experience in. And I have a very specific way I like to present information. I'm very particular about keeping it concise and understandable and all of that, making it graphically interesting. So that part was easy. And then there's also just give a example lecture while everyone's on a video call. And then the topic to give a lecture on was something from a C++ class, which is the same example lecture topic that I had the other time I had interviewed for a full-time position there. So, but I just made sure to show off and look at all these things I've made. I've made so many resources. The times I've taught C++ classes, which has been for at least 4 years, plus also some at UMKC. So yeah, I got hired on full-time. This summer I'm teaching 1 course as an adjunct, and then my full-time position starts in August. So I'm really excited about that. Of all of the jobs I've ever had, my favorite jobs have been tutoring in the math lab back when I went to Longview a billion years ago, Longview Community College, and then just teaching at UMKC and at JCCC. And especially I just really like JCCC's campus and my coworkers and all of that stuff. So that's good. That's good news. I'm okay. I'm in an okay place. So I'm very fortunate. I've had a lot of people who have helped me, and just, been there for me, given me references, helped me connect with other people. And yeah, so otherwise, let's see, what have we been doing? I've been writing zines, or I started off the outbreak season, I don't know what to call it. I didn't feel like making any games, so I mostly was writing zines, which are self-published magazines, and I just have those on itch.io. I did maybe 3 or 4 quarantine zines, but after a while, things just started getting really shitty. And then I just didn't feel like making anything about the quarantine anymore. At first it was here's what we're doing. We're people watching Tiger King and playing Animal Crossing. That was March. And then, I don't know, April, memes and stuff like that. And then as you keep going, it just keeps getting worse here in the US. So I guess I could link to my zine page on itch.io. Man, yeah. And then so lately I've been feeling making a game, or really I have this urge to play an RPG that takes a long time to play, and I feel like I'm constantly getting better and building up the world and building up my character. But then I thought to myself, are you sure you just don't want to make a game? Like, it's the same kind of feeling of, like, you're building something up, except it's code and not just, like, code that someone else wrote to make some numbers rise over time. So I've been thinking about stuff, but again, I just don't have an idea that I'm really interested in. I'm thinking maybe I'll try to do something really small, or maybe I'll do another visual novel. Just, I don't know, just something to kind of start feeling that sort of game development creativity again. I've been doing game art for my friend Clarissa's game. She's making a DOS side-scroller, kind of like Commander Keen, mixed with, it was like Alien Carnage. Is it kind of what it reminds me of? But I haven't played Alien Carnage. That's just kind of what it looks like to me. Or like old Duke Nukem side-scrollers, or Blackthorn, or I don't know. Kind of like, the characters have guns, so they're like running forward, and then the levels are kind of that sort of fake 3D that Commander Keen 4 and on had. So I'm doing sprites for that. But, I also really like doing visual novel art. It's a lot of fun to just put that all together. I've thought of making like some educational games or other stuff. But, yeah, nothing is just sticking right now. So I'm just trying to get myself to brainstorm and think of ideas, and maybe something will stick. Or maybe I'll make a little tiny thing, and maybe that will be fun, and maybe I'll build onto that, or just something. Like, I have no momentum at the moment because I haven't been doing anything except working. So I think part of it's like just that inertia. You just kind of have to start slowly, and eventually you build up momentum, and then it'll be better. Like, as with anything, I find, like, if I think about making videos in Esperanto a lot, then I get better at coming up with ideas for videos in Esperanto. Or if I come up with ideas for games a lot, then I get better at coming up with ideas for games. Like, you just kind of, it has to be your thought process. Like, it has to be part of what you're thinking about more regularly, and then it comes more naturally. Okay, I think the last thing that I was thinking about, so I pre-recorded all of these Let's Plays, like, back in December. So the later alligator one is the last one that I have queued up to go. I don't know why I've even been putting Let's Plays on here. I just wanted something to fill space, I guess, while I'm not working on other things. Actually, that reminds me of another thing. But anyway, Death Stranding comes out next week on Steam, and Ooblets comes out, like, I think in early access next week as well, and I've been wanting to play Ooblets for a while. So I pre-ordered Death Stranding on Steam like 2 months ago, so I'll be playing that again. I got the Platinum Trophy on the PS4, and I thought, yeah, I'll play it again. I miss Death Stranding. So I might stream that again, but instead of it being like, here's the stream of the first time I'm playing this game, it's like, here's the stream of the game after I've already played it for 140 hours and know what I'm doing. So I don't know if that will be interesting or anything. Then Ooblets, I don't know, maybe I'll play that as well. Otherwise, I've been playing God of War, PS4. That's been a lot of fun. I didn't realize I would have so much fun with it, but it has been a lot of fun. And I don't know, when does Psychonauts 2 come out? Like, and is that going to be on Xbox? Because I don't have an Xbox. Whatever. And then I have a bunch of games from that huge bundle that was on itch.io like last month. So yeah, I have other games. I need to play Extreme Meat Punks Forever, and just something. I don't know. But the last note, now that I was thinking of videos, is that I'm teaching basically just all C++ classes in the fall. And I've taught data structures before, but since everything is going to be online for our classes in the fall, so I want to eventually update my core C++ class videos, but that will be later on. But I'm planning on making videos for all of the data structures course and the lecture stuff for that. So anything from how do you do unit tests to what is a linked list, what is a stack, what is a queue, what's a binary search tree, how do you implement these things. So I'm planning on doing that just over a fall semester, weekly, and I'm not doing it ahead of time because I don't want to overwhelm myself. I'm trying to prep for the other classes ahead of time so I can just kind of do those classes and not have to prep them every week, so that I can focus my prep on data structures every week. So yeah, there will be more educational videos. It's just kind of a matter of pacing so that I don't burn myself out. And then I'll probably at some point teach discrete math again, and I'll do new videos for those because those are really out of date. My C++ videos are from 2016 now, and so those are also very old and don't cover much of anything of C++ 11 through 17. I am out of date on C++. I'm one of those old fuckers who just has this legacy knowledge of programming and software development, which was made even more clear last year when I was working, and I was doing back-end web development, but the front end, I was like, what the frick is this framework shit? What's going on? I'm not used to any of this. So I am an old fart now. I'm a COBOL programmer, except I'm a C++ programmer. But yeah, okay, so that's just shit on my mind. I just thought I'd talk about life, and then I'd like to work on a game soon, so then, I could do vlogs, or I could stream while I work or something, but we'll see. So if you have thoughts on computer science topics you'd like to learn about that I could do a video about, or I'm also not the most up to date on game development. I still just write my games in C++ because that's what I like to do. But if there's a question about that, maybe I could answer it. Or if you have a question about discrete math or something, I don't know. Or if there's a specific game you want to watch me play, I get tens of views on my Let's Plays. So if there are any specific games I should be Let's Playing, let me know. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll be playing Death Stranding next week, as long as our computer still works at that point, and I'll be playing some Ooblets, and I don't know what else. But that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Say hello. I don't know. It's been a while since I've really felt like I've talked to anyone online. Okay, I don't know. Bye.